Thank you so much, Nelly.
There you go.
It was an amazing introduction. So thank you so much. And thank you, especially Regina, for giving such an amazing opportunity for come forward and talk to amazing people in the coaching center. So thank you. And moving forward, since I know most of them are on off the camera and most of the activities which need a little camera expertise, I would request everyone, if possible, to come online on camera, because that is how I usually get connected with people. And I would love to get connected when I see their expressions, and that gives me a lot more energy. So request everyone, if possible, to comment, or at least give me a nay, that it's not possible, or it is not there, or yes, we might join in whenever the game is there. All right, I see some amazing people coming online. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in and I'm go ahead and share my screen. So first of all, while sharing the screen, I have something to share with you all. Like, I believe in work agreements rather than expecting people to come up and express themselves. So I would love this agreement, having this agreement that this is going to be an interactive session, and there would be a way to discuss what is going on in their life. And trust me, this might get personal. So feel free to be yourself. All right. So I know my few questions for you, which might shoot up soon. So what do you think about fear? Is it negative or positive? Anyone wants to join in and express it out?
For me, fear is a good thing, because when I fear something, there's always some value attached to it, some need to do good, to be good at it, right? Like, so I don't think fear is per se very a bad thing. It as long as you know how to control and how to gain control over it and then do your thing. I think God-fearing or just having that little bit of fear is a good thing to start with.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Anu. Is anyone else want to express how fear feels to them?
Yeah, Edgar has his hands up, so go ahead,
Edgar.
Yeah. From my perspective, fear is two-dimensional thing. From one perspective, it can give us energy, because we are reptiloids historically, and we have this fear to make action. We can, for example, run away, we can fight, or we can do anything else, like trying to lie, for example. Yes, so our opponent can think that we have another emotion, etc. But when we understand this emotion from emotional intelligence point of view, we can use this fear as a resource to do some actions, to motivate ourselves, to even a bit of stress is okay for us, but we should control it. We should take into control, because if we get too much stress, it can be negatively affect our healthy state. So it all depends on situation, on level of fear, and on output and outcome that is expected from us to do. Thank you.
Beautiful, Echo. So I would like to add a little different perspective. When you have this fear, there are few things which you are not clear, right? That rhymes, fear and clear. So when you don't have a clear vision, you have that fear that what if it might goes wrong? And when you don't have a confidence, you fear to take that step, right? So I hope there's one activity which I would love you all to do. Take a paper. everyone, if possible. If it's okay, if it's any color, size, it doesn't matter. Just take it. Okay, fold it. Fold it. Step a bit from a side. Again, fold it. Chip it from a bit from a side. Fold it. Chip it from a side. If possible, open it again. If it's not possible, fold it, chip it from a side. I want you to see your paper, and if other people, visible people around this room who has that video on, can see how much of curves or lines, how much of tearing, holes in between. Do you feel, is it the same? Oh, wow. Nelu has multiple holes, and see mine, I just have one. Oh, see, isn't it something to look in and think that we are having different numbers of holes and different numbers of curves, lines, and straight lines and cross lines, right? Yeah. So, guys, I just wanted to let you know that fear is also something which cannot be measured, or fear is something which cannot be portrayed in a right or wrong manner. Absolutely. As Anu said, this might be a positive. It's good to have fear. At the same time, Igor said that it to some extent it's good, but after moving further, it gets right. So I love the egos. so so I just wanted to let you guys know. So when fear arrives, you are not clear with the vision. So it's kind of a blurry vision, and you try to compare that with others, like, oh, they could achieve so much. Why couldn't I? Or there would be a comparison with something going like, oh, I did much studies and I couldn't win the race, or I couldn't pass my exam. So there are multiple reasons why we say that, oh, I couldn't achieve my goals. What you are thinking when it comes to not achieving the goals? There's a fear, right? So when that fear comes, it's really not convey yourself, that you start comparing, and then which leads to a victim mindset. You take it to a negative power, saying that, oh, this happened with me, so I couldn't do it. Oh, this was the reason why I couldn't achieve it, but I would not give a try. So these is all the fear aspects which goes into it. I know, have a pause over there. I have something for you. Okay. Here, I would like to tell you a small journey which I have been through. And trust me, this might be a personal, so please have some breathe. So, starting when I was small, I born in Indian standard company, Indian standard style, where all the ladies and girls are like, oh, you are a girl, you should be very cute, you should go to parlor, get ready. And but at the same time, they're like, stop, no innovations from your side because you're a girl. I want you to get studies, grow up. Just because I want you to get married to a rich family or a healthy family. And when you get married, trust me, in-laws are like, oh, you are married, you're such an educated person, but I want you to stay at home. Is it good or bad? I don't care. So when the life turns out to be so sad, you turn to run out of that way and not think about being victim. That was my first step of my life, which I ran away from the home and from the in-laws with my husband, obviously, and came and settled down in US. So when I came down here and settled down, started learning as a newbie, because I have come from a different place and different customs to a new place and a new journey. So my story didn't stop over there, and I didn't say that happily I left. It is just the starting where I had new aspiration and new challenges to go through. Trust me, these challenges didn't stop me and help me not to learn. But joy of learning love and cherish it is every moment to find the fear in it too, to learn more about the fear. I hope this is a small poetry which I loved, making this about my journey. And not that, I have got into a different stages of my life. So here, if you see on the picture, I would love to share, where you must see on the left side most is the one of the biggest achievement. Personally, biggest achievement personally, which is like skydiving. I did a skydiving this year in January from a Monterey Bay, which was 18,000 feet high. And trust me, I had a height of fear. And why I want to do it and how I wanted to do it was the next coming steps. I'm going to use one of these examples, how to express that, how this concept helped me out. Similarly, I am a mom of twins. Okay, I would always take a pride that being a mother is an amazing part of my journey. And then next, I would say is on the right side is the Agile Alliance 2022. It was a dream, aspirations which came true. I was thinking that one day I'm going to stand on that stage, talk about my heart out, and trust me, that has been already achieved. All right, so when moving down on the right side, you must be seeing that it's my family. It's my father, my husband, me, and my twin kids. It was amazing to run marathon with the whole family because I love to run marathons, and always I used to run single, and my family used to there to just cheer me up. But this time, helping them out to learn and how to face a marathon fear just helped them out to achieve. So it's just not just my proud feeling, but the whole family was happy. Likely, I am going to talk about the last, it's that on the leftmost side, that's Women in Agile. I am proud to say that I am a part of Women in Agile volunteer. I am one of the programming directors of Marcom, and hopefully one day I would be a place where I could help and more figure it out a best way to help the people to understand and love how to volunteer, and as well as share their journey along with many other people. All right. And then lastly, I would say that Women in Agile launching new voices was where my dream came true, where I was standing on a stage, which I perceived my dream on Agile Alliance. So it was amazing part of my life where I standed in front of like around 50 to 100 people and talking about my journey about fear. So thank you for everyone to being a part of this journey as well. So love you being here and helping me out to express my gratitude. All right, so let's come what did help me out to achieve these all things. I know it is something exciting, right? So fear is something which I started as a negative notation in my life, where I was feared with so many things, like it just stopped me from taking any new step. And I started getting into a negative notation. So when I passed from a negative to positive, things changed for me. Things changed from fear to focus enthusiastic actions towards results. Isn't it amazing to have a negative word into a positive? Yeah. So this is a story. This is a story where I realized I had this shift in my mind. It was in one of the Agile Alliance 2022, where the Women in Agile had their own launching new voices session, and three amazing women, they came first time on the stage and started talking. And that moment, it just attracted to me towards that session and trying to learn how they are processing their own life. So during that time, it was just in one line which stuck me in my mind, and I wrote it down on my paper, saying that when your faults evoke your fear within you, your abilities to alight the fear. So when your faults evoke fear within you, let your abilities be the light that guides you. As your abilities becomes your strength, your fear will start fearing you. All right. So let's move on to what is the first word? That's focus. All right. So I would love everyone to have a piece of paper again. And this time we need to start writing. Consider this as a small workshop where you don't have to share your goal, but at least start writing down or feeling that notation of it. Trust me, at the end of this one, you would at least have what is in your mind. All right, let me know when you guys are ready. So then we can go with the series of questions to execute your plans. All right, let's get started. Okay, what does focus means? Anyone wants to share what this word resonates with in your mind?
When you concentrate on something with intent.
Right, absolutely right. So when you concentrate on your goals, what you really want to achieve is what helps you out to clear your vision, right? So for example, think about a goal which is near to you. You want to think to have that within a 6 months, a year, or might be a 2 years. Might just resonates you saying that, yes, this is what I want to achieve. I want you to write that goal into your paper. What do I want? Why do I want? That is my goal. That is my life. I want to achieve it. All right. Let me know once you are thumbs up or nay if you're having any questions or anything open to it. Let's make this workshop as attractive as possible. Are you guys ready for the next question? All right, I got a few thumbs up. So let's move on to the next one. So first question, as you know, you have described your goal amazingly, saying that this is what I need. And now, when you have this goal, is it enough to have this goal? Not right. So you need something which actually more intensifies it. Like what activities it's aligned to your current interest? Does this goal match to your values? What if it looks like to do this and be a part of this in your future? Can you just write that down and thinking in a one flow? If you feel that a picture is good enough to describe it, or if you feel a broken words is enough to describe it, feel free to do that. Yeah, are we ready to move forward? Awesome, thank you. So then, related to this, I will ask you one more related question. That is, if this goal becomes successful, what do I do? How will I perform it? What impact will I get this from doing this? Trust me, these questions are really, really deep. Think in a much deeper. So feel free to add in objectives, drawings, crazy things might be in when you have pictures or stickers to add in. Please do that, because this is something which you're talking about your journey, and make it as colorful as possible. So, all right. So then lastly, I would like to ask one question. Does this goal aligns with your personal and professional aspirations? Do this looks like a successful dream which you are planning out, and how are you measuring it? If you think this is very competitive, you need to have many things to do and put all of your suggestions into it, do a deeper dive of your thoughts, taking help, seeking for more suggestions, anything related to it. Just if you find it in like adding in a random wise numbers to it, please do that also. Thank you, Thomas. All right. So since we all got in with all the deeper questions, I know it's been like series of serious faces, like whomever is online, I can see that. So let's have some cheerful time. Did you think about your dream? S, A, and A. Yeah, I got few A's. All right, yes. And did you think about writing down the steps which would help you to reach that goal? At least a little bit, not much. I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm going to do day one this, day one two, but at least you got a seeking of opportunities like, oh, if I do that, I might get one step closer, right? Listing down activities, writing down what is your emotions related to that goal helps a lot. So trust me, a diary with lots and lots of aspiration and inspiration on the goals helps you writing and organize things. All right. So here, I would like to give you a small example. This is a real life example where while my journey with this F.E.A.R, I was trying to help few of my friends and my colleagues to understand what they want in their goal. So one of the parent came to me saying that my son is having a difficulties in learning a medical. And I was like, why? Was a question. And she said, can you help him out? And I was like, sure, absolutely, I would love to. So when I was talking to him, he first pretended that he loves medical a lot. And he was like, my parents are doctor, even I'm inspired to be a doctor, and everything is going amazing. And there was something which just hinted me like, oh, he is either talking about his real dreams or he is just trying to pursue his parents' dreams. So we just had a discussion, we had a talk, we had a sharing about his thoughts and perspectives. Similarly, I was like, oh, this can really help you to move determined further. And when he focused and when I found few things which was like helping him out to discuss like what he really wants to achieve. And he said, I want to learn medical, but I am losing concentration because I'm getting distracted. And I was like, oh, what kind of a distraction? He says, I love music and dancing a lot, and I would love to spend more time over there. And then I was like, okay. So during this whole conversation, the output was like he was under a pressure of becoming a doctor, whereas he wanted to be a musician or a dancer. So when I went with a deeper thought and deeper discussions with him, that was his result what came out. And guess what? He just pursued it further. And hopefully, this has just been like 2-3 months ago. Hopefully, he would find a dancing school as he was inspired and move further with goals. And I'll stay tuned. I will try to update if anything new comes in there. All right, so let's move further. How is everyone doing here? Good, bad, okay, not okay? All right, I can see a thumbs up. Hey. All right. Now, we have dreamed, we have thought about so many things, we have put all the list together about activities. You know what? We won half of the race. We have started developing our mind to have a clear vision and our future of achieving it. Remember that this can have a lot of distractions, but sticking with those aspirations and achievement and dreaming about it will take you one step closer. So in this journey, it's not enough just to dream or take the steps. It's keep you motivated all the time. And so cultivating a growth mindset within ourselves and looking for a new opportunities to learn and gain the knowledge and try to improve ourselves and competing with ourselves day by day, which help you to move forward. Trust me, this cultivating is a very good example for everyone to go in different aspirations or different suggestions or different new scope in your life. And lastly, you are already a part of this amazing embracing yourself into this beautiful culture of the community where you are trying to talk, discuss, give your topics ahead, take the ownership, being a professional responsible for coming in here and taking good amount of notes, taking a good amount of learnings from here, which gives you a shift in your mind to progress further. So, any questions here? I want to pause and just look if anyone has any questions. No?
No, no questions. I don't see questions in the chat, but if you have any questions, please, this is your time to
I have a question.
go.
Yes, go ahead.
How can we use this approach for as an agile coach? Yeah, with our coaches. Just maybe few examples. Maybe you had that experience, practical one. Where I'm curious.
Oh, absolutely. So, what thing you need as an agile coach? First thing, you want people to come to you and ask you a questions relatively, right? If you have a positive attitude and a positive method to understand how they are growing, okay, let me give you an more pursue examples. For example, is like one of your team members is not performing well. Okay, so what will you do?
Yeah, are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. What will you do when one of the team members is not performing?
If he has a problems with performing, or if he is good with performing.
Might be
So
any of the questions. Like if you see performance chart and feel like, oh, he's not doing great, what would you say?
If he's not doing great, then I can ask questions.
Like what?
Like, how can I help you? Do you need any support? What are the main challenges you are facing with? What are the goals that you want to achieve right now? And so on, you know.
Right. So that means it describes your leadership, right? So when you are describing your leadership, that means you're here when you understand his feelings. So you are focused towards a goal to achieve looking into his performance, you're trying to support him and help him, right? So first thing,
Yeah.
when you're focused, why are you doing that? You're trying to help him out.
Mhm.
Second thing, when you are looking into it and his success would turns out to be your success as an agile coach, right? And
Yeah.
lastly, you are cultivating a safety, psychological safety for him, saying that, hey,
Mhm.
I am here. I'm to here to embrace you. I'm here to develop your performance. I'm here to support, and I'm here to cultivate whatever environment you are. I'm here to change your mindset to help you out, and also acknowledging things, what you're going through, right?
Yeah.
So as an agilist, this is something which you're building environment. So when you look into the focus and the enthusiastic action is to build your own safety psychology. So agile as a method is not just to go through sprints. It's about a safety psychology you bring among your teams and to increase the performance. And trust me, if you embrace yourself, if you start learning things for yourself and creating that safety, you will start doing the same for others. I hope this helps.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sure. It is you know, kind of a tool that it can be used the same like other tools we can use for our working, daily working or
Yes. So if you
event.
think about a tools way, I'll tell you one more thing. So when you're focusing on what I want to do and how I want to do is a acceptance, right? Criteria acceptance. You're trying to have your own criteria for your own personal life, right? And those actions which you're doing a benefit hypotenuse. That is the actions you are trying to build for yourself when you are about to start. And as in when you go, it turns out to be empirical and more dominant, like, oh, I achieved this step and now I'm moving to next step. But it might be a something advanced you got in a way and something to help you out to move one more step further and getting a little diversion. It might be empirical also. So that diversion also would help you to move towards your goal. So things are relative to definition of done when you have that right result in your mind. I hope that helps you out to correlate from the agile technologies or agile terms, more precise.
I think,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Nidu.
sorry, I just wanted to say that Katrina has her hand up, so
Yes, hi, Katrina.
Hello, everyone. Actually, I think I think you'd asked about how this can be used to help our team. And I actually had a very specific situation of something like this a few years ago. I had a teammate who was a UX developer, well, UI developer, not UX. He was the one who was actually developing the UI front. And he was afraid of presenting. So this was an example to where he wanted to practice being a better presenter. So I think how this could be applied is he had a goal. He was afraid of presenting and speaking, but then he used his actions. I coached him to be able to just get out there. And one specific thing, like Alka has cultivating, acknowledging, embracing. And one very specific thing he said is he hated when people interrupted. Like when people asked questions, he said as a presenter, it really stressed him out. So as a scrum master and coach, I coached him to tell the audience to save their questions to the very end to help him get through his presentation. And just as a, hey, and I told him to be very honest, like, hey, tell them that it throws you off, right? So he had the fear with focusing on presentation. He used his actions to still do it anyway, to start giving demos during our sprint reviews. And then he felt afterwards he was able to do that more frequently. So that was, you haven't got to results yet, but that was his R. So his enthusiastic action was, even though he was afraid of it, as a scrum master and agile coach, I was able to help him, coach him through that action that he wanted to do. So this is one way that I before I knew Alka's model, that's an example that came to mind where it was something that one of my teammates had that I was able to help them with.
Beautiful, Katrina. Thank you. Thank you for putting that example. All right. So once you go through all these actions, there is a result. And the result is not just to celebrate, it's always reward yourself of what you've achieved from that goal. So when you are achieving, oh, I have a new goal in my mind. So always keep yourself in that positive attitude and running forward to new goals. And just stop there and slow down when you're confused. So trust me, this model just not helps anyone else, but even you by taking your own ownership. All right. So lastly, I have something for you. This is a workspace of my F.E.A.R concept, which you can utilize it. These has a series of questions. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, could you show one more time previous slide with the results? Because
sure.
Yeah. Oh, so what and question here, what kind of reward can be for, let's say, the same case as we played with a team member who is overloaded, he's not too much happy because of some personal problems, and with agile coach just trying to help him or her, and finally we realize that that person gets some results. So what kind of rewards can be for that certain person?
Perfect, you answered your own. So once your team members is able to resolve his own issues, when he starts sharing that what he's going through and trying to look for a support, and you are able to achieve some support internally or externally and trying to get into a certain result for him to get back to the performance, right? So you achieve your goal of getting him perform. So when you know that he is coming back and giving you a good performance, there's always a team appreciation, or there is always an environment which has full of positivity across. And I think that's an amazing celebration. It's an amazing opportunity to celebrate it and reward yourself that yes, you helped someone, and that's the amazing proud feeling. Trust me. Isn't that enough for a reward or a celebration?
So we should celebrate by our own because we helped that person to achieve those results, right?
Yes.
Okay, now it's clear, because I thought that that person should somehow get some rewards.
Yeah. So reward doesn't mean that it should be an objective. Reward is sometimes can be a feeling as well, right? Reward can be a tiny cupcake celebrations. It might be an ice cream celebration, or might be a small outing or a walk celebration to just feel happy that what you have achieved.
Or it might be some water celebration, some fresh water celebration.
Anything which you feel like it makes you happy and proud.
Okay. Or yoga class, for example.
Anything. All right. So let's get back to the workspace. So this is a space where it's more detailed questions. I know you need lots and lots of concentrations and try to learn what actually steps. I know this has been constrained because of time. I had to run through a few more questions, but feel free to go through this model and try to understand and learn. And I'm always open for the feedbacks. All feedbacks are positive for me. Feel free to get in touch with LinkedIn on me, DM me. How did you feel? What are you thinking about it? Is this helping you out, or any kind of a tips? or tricks to help me out to improve this model. Lastly, I have few takeaways. Like every action is a stepping stone towards the destination, so take it seriously. Developing gratitude and embracing the changes takes you a long way. Sticking to your aspirations bring your goal closer. Understanding the need and impact of your goal helps you win over it. Acknowledging the responsibilities and taking the ownership is a part of success. And overcome distractions by aligning your efforts with your goals and infuse every actions with a genuine passion that propels your towards your success. And lastly, laugh, enjoy, and have fun. Life is a journey, not a race. So everyone, thank you. Thank you for staying with me for this amazing presentation. And hopefully this gives you some rewards. And trust me, this seeing you all here and giving me an opportunity to talk to you, it's for my celebration. It's time for me to enjoy this evening. Thank you, everyone.